Hey guys, it's me again, and I'm coming to you because I find there's a lot of little confusions about this little Nagayu tablet, and I want to help everybody because some people are charging, I don't know, I don't charge for this for any of my clients because I use this on every single dog. I just find the benefits and the finish and the quality of my finish is so much better with it that I can't ask somebody to pay even $2-3 extra for their groom for it because, well, out here in the rural area that I'm in, that ain't just gonna happen. I'm barely lucky enough to get my money that I get and that I ask for. So what I would like to show you is my tips and tricks to using this. I don't use a whole tablet unless the dog has skin issues and the dog like really needs it. But we'll get to that a little bit later. But really quick, for small dogs, I'll use 1/6. Yes, you heard me say 1/6 of this tablet. Medium-sized dogs, I'll use about 1/4 of a tablet. A little bit larger dogs, I'll use half a tablet. And then big dogs, obviously, just use the whole thing. But kitchen shear, or not kitchen shears, but pruning shears, okay? Take it and cut it right in half. Do cover it because it might shoot everywhere. But as you see, cuts in half pretty easy. So then you take that half and you cut it into thirds. So I'll usually just cut the two edges off. And do it again. So now, as you can see, there's a half and three parts of a third, whatever you want to call it. So you can get 6 washes out of one tablet for a small dog, which is so much more cost effective. And you know what, even if I'm using 1 tablet per dog, which I was when I started, it's maybe if that's all you're buying is just the Nagayu and having it mailed to you with shipping, the tablets run about $1.50 a tablet. Okay, $150 for the 100 tablets because you gotta pay for your shipping because they're heavy. $1.50 a tablet. You cut that into cut that in half. That's $75 or 75 cents a cut, and then you divide that into thirds. 75 divided by 3 would be like 20 something cents to wash a dog and get the quality finish and just set your standards higher than maybe your other groomer competitors around you. Maybe your other groomer competitors are using this, I don't know, but you can just kind of, it gives you that edge. This is what keeps my clients coming back over and over again, for the fact that I can get their dog cleaner and smell nicer and longer than they can at home. So a lot of my clients will just have me wash their dog because they can't get their dog as clean as I can. So after doing that, okay, we all know that it takes the shower head. Okay, if you don't have the shower head, that's okay. I'm going to show you a few other ways of using this, but we all know that it takes a shower head. Now I take away that top half, or that little basket. I only use the top half of that basket because all you really want to do is just keep the tablet from touching the where the water comes out, because if not it clogs it and everything like that. So I only use that piece right there, and then we screw it on and rinse the dog. Now here's where I feel that people get confused on how to use it. Now that I've showed you how you can make it pretty cost effective, that's everything I'm going to need for the day was 2 tablets I cut up. And I have everything that I need. Now I'm going to move this, bear with me. Okay, I stopped and started the video because I didn't like where it was. You couldn't see Buster sitting in a tub of Nagayu, basically. This is my boy, he knows how to do this. I know some other clients, it might be a little bit harder. Buster is a schnauzer, he suffers from a lot of allergies. Since I brought him over here from the States, he has I haven't dealt with schnauzer bumps in a really long time with him, but I'm starting to have problems with them again as he gets older. and then he's allergic to grass, one flea that bites him, and he is like itching like crazy, and that's pretty much what has happened. I had a dog that had fleas in my trailer yesterday, even though I did a flea shampoo and everything else, and cleaned and did everything, but he's suffering pretty bad, so he's soaking in a tub. I've got 2 tablets in there, and he's going to sit in there for about 20-30 minutes. Plant dogs, if you can get them to sit for 5 minutes, sometimes I have to hold them down because they just won't sit like this. Buster's butt is floating, so if he was sitting at the bottom, he would be all the way in, but Tom, he floats, so he's fine. But okay, so I've got that Nagayu tablet. We have a very soapy dog right here. Okay, this is where you use the Nagayu. You use it to rinse the soap off. It'll get your dog cleaner. You'll get rid of all that soapy residue. Okay. It will not hurt their eyes. It will not hurt their ears. But still, just cover their eyes, just because this is where you're going to rinse off a lot more dirt, a lot more, all your soap residue, and you'll usually find that you have it all rinsed off by the time the tablet's gone. And I'm using just 1/6 of that tablet. So I'm doing this so you guys can see exactly how long this tablet really lasts. Okay? Because I've never timed it, never really watched. Yes, it's steam coming off. My water's only 35 degrees, but it's cool outside and it's raining. So the water is quite warm, but like it's only 35 degrees. Now, I feel that she's done being rinsed, but I still have some of that tablet in there. So this is where I hit and focus a lot of those problem areas. She's really itchy a lot on her belly. And you just sit there and you run it over it. She's itchy on her feet, and so this is where I'll concentrate on those areas, is that until my tablet is all gone. So my tablet's all gone, and then you have a very clean, squeaky dog that's going to dry a whole lot faster. Because what this does is also it closes the hair follicles. It depending on what shampoos and things like that, they open those hair follicles, and that's how you get the dirty dogs really quick, because dirt gets trapped into all that hair, because it should be a nice smooth shaft. If you think of a rope, it's just nice and smooth, but think of some little frays up on that rope. It's just fraying. This is going to close it. So that's what this citric acid, it helps close that hair follicle so that the water just sheds off, and also the dogs stay cleaner longer. This is why when we use it, our dogs smell so much better, so much longer after using the Nagayu, because it closes the hair follicles on the shaft. It closes, it makes them all fall down. You're trying to be in my video, aren't you? Yes, I groom with my children. My children come with me. They should know better than to do this, but they're kids. So I've done that. Now, if I did not have that shower head, okay, you can put it in a thing of water and dissolve it. So when you start washing your dog, put it in a cup. Yes, this has Nagayu. I've already thrown a tablet in there, and I'm dissolving a tablet. Now, you can put this into a bigger bottle and use it as a spray bottle and spray them off. But I would recommend, if you're going to do it this way, you rinse the dog first, and then you pour this over the dog, or spray this all over the dog until they're like just saturated, to get this into their coat. Because again, what you're doing is it's still benefit. You don't have to rinse this off. You can pour this right over the dog and let it go. Like I said, this is another way of doing it and applying it. This is a good way also that I tell my clients, when I sell them a tablet, I will pre-cut this one tablet, and if I do sell it, I sell it for $3. So I'm doubling my money. If I pay $1.50 a tablet, I'm doubling my money. But then it makes it more affordable for them. Now, when you put it into a spray bottle like this, and you're going to use this, or you tell your clients to use this because you have a dog that has an itchy belly or something like that, dogs with allergies, with chewing on their feet, tell them to put it in a spray bottle and spray the belly of the dog, spray their feet, spray whatever this itchy part of that dog, and tell them to leave it. Just let it go. Let the dog go be a dog. That really helps a lot, because I use this also on, I have a long-haired Daki at home that I show, and in summertime when springtime hits, she just blows her coat. It is unreal. And she's so itchy and so scratchy, and she soaks in baths like this constantly, so I can just keep coat on her. If not, I'd have a bald Daki going in. But in between times when I don't have time to sit and soak her, I'm spraying her down with this. I spray her belly and her feet. That's her main area, is just her belly and her feet, which, what do dogs go and lay out in? Grass. That's the first thing that hits the grass, is their belly and their feet. So dogs are chewing on their feet and things like that. So, but remember, when you do this solution, because I only use 1/6 of that tablet for this, and it'll foam up. You'll see it all foam up. Some clients might freak out over that, but those bubbles do go down after a little bit. So a lot of times you can dissolve it first in this and then pour it in here, or I just fill this up and plunk a tablet in it, or a little bit of it. And this will last 12 hours. So this solution is good for 12 hours. After that, it loses all real potencies. It doesn't have any more of the CO2 effect in it. It's just pretty much slimy water at that point. So it's no good after that. So that's why I cut it up into smaller chunks when I do this. So I can use this at home, and I know it's good for, if I put it, I usually will do it in the afternoon, make up a fresh batch. So I'll use a good portion of it that night. If I need it in the morning, I have it in the morning, and then I don't have to try to wait for it, because I'm usually in a hurry trying to get out to go groom. So like I said, that's another way if you don't have that shower head, or you can just pour it right over the dog. The other thing, some of you guys have hydro baths, okay? This is where I use this technique on a dog sometimes that should require this, but it takes it's just the dog's too big. I don't have a tub big enough to fill it with water for it. And so this is how I do it, and I'll sit there and do it for a good 5-10 minutes. Or I have a big double coated breed that I really want to make sure that I got all the shampoo out of, or it's really, really good for doing that. Like, if you can't get all the soap out of the dog, and you fill up your hydro bath and you do this as like a rinse, you're going to still want to rinse again after you've done that, because you couldn't get all the soap out. You're just kind of reapplying the soap again to the dog, but this helps cut through all of that and get it off faster. But so a dog that would be bigger than what would fit in my tub I would do this. Now I'm going to hold the phone, so I'm going to change the angle on it so that you guys can see what I'm doing. This is just a little bit of water that I would put a whole tablet in, okay? When I do this method, I put a whole tablet in. It's not a big deal. Usually I would have a much bigger dog. She's already been rinsed with the Nagayu, but again, this isn't going to hurt her at all. It's actually going to give her a little bit more volume. It gives her a little bit more oomph, and it's really going to help a little bit more on her belly and her feet that she's really itchy and scratchy on. But I literally take this, fill up my tub to the amount of water that I need. As you can tell, it doesn't take very much, and I just plunk it in. So that tablet's all dissolved, and now I have Nagayu water. Okay, let's see. So here's my pump. Okay, I've got the Nagayu. You can see little remnants of it. I just usually push them down. There we go. I just push them down so that they're dissolved a little bit more. So, and then I just go to rinsing. So this is the same effect as what that bucket is doing for me, but I'm just going to sit here and rinse and rinse and rinse and rinse and rinse. I'm using a whole lot less water, and I'm getting the exact same benefit as what it is. Now, she was rinsed first, obviously, before I did this, so that I can get, so I can sit here and apply basically the Nagayu. don't do this with the soapy water because it's really not going to do anything for you. This is a really, really nice thing to do for double-coated breeds, like I said, or larger dogs, or something if you do not have the Nagayu shower head. You don't have to buy that shower head. It's just nice and easy. So this just makes it, and this is what I'll sit here and do, is just keep rinsing, rinse, to really apply the Nagayu. And once I'm done, she's done. I just pull the plug, put her on my table, and start drying her. So that's how you guys can use the Nagayu in your trailers, in your salons. But mind you, this little shower head's only like 15, 20 bucks at most. It's cheap, it's really inexpensive, so it's worth having. Even, like I said, I use this on every single dog. I do not charge for it. If the dog needs treatment, I get them into my VIP program and get them, and the way that works is basically they are booked out every week, every 2 weeks, or every 4 weeks. So those are my VIP programs, and they're booked out 6 months in advance. So, and then they do get a heavily discounted bath, but if you actually look at it, if they're only going to come once a month, you still get more money out of them than if they came maybe once every 2 months or something like that. Because if you just picture the fact that a dog like this might only be seen every 8 weeks or even 12 weeks, because some people don't know any better. So you're going to see that dog anywhere 4 to 5 times a year. Sorry, client dropping off a dog. So I can handle 4 dogs in my trailer at one time. And Buster wouldn't be included. He would be usually down under the tub asleep. But no, as I was saying is, once you've rinsed them and everything like this with the Nagayu, you don't need to rinse it off. Like, I'll pull Buster out and just start drying him. I will not rinse him this Nagayu off. And I do not reuse the water for another dog, because if he had a skin infection, a yeast infection, or something like that, I wouldn't be dumping that water into this tub and using it again to wash another dog. I just simply let it go. I use 2 tablets for this, by the way, just so you guys are aware. I use 2 tablets for this, and $3 to relieve my dog from itching for weeks. It's well worth it, but he gets a bath every week, and I usually rinse him with this anyway. So I hope that clarifies everything up for everybody, because again, if you want to charge, but I don't, because like I said, this sets me apart from the owners. Like, obviously my owners cannot get their dogs nearly as clean as I can, and that's what keeps my clients coming back. I get many complaints in my area that the last groomer didn't wash them, or the last groomer didn't just wetted them down and slathered them with soap, and then that was it. They did not clean them. They were dirty still. They still smelled wet doggish, and that's the one thing I'm proud of. My dogs do not smell like wet dogs. I have so many people come in and go, "It smells lovely in here. I can smell your shampoo from outside." That's the other thing. The guy who really cleans that dog, so the shampoo that you used on it doesn't rinse it off. It actually enhances it, in my opinion. So if you guys have any questions, feel free to ask them. But I hope that this clarified enough for you guys to feel comfortable about trying it, because once you use it, you'll never go back. I know that I can't take a shower personally without it. It really helps with breakouts. You can probably see one right about there. I go through that time of the month and I break out really, really bad in my face. And I used to have really big rosy red cheeks, and now they're lightly faded. They're not nearly as bad, but it used to be like bright red. So I think they called it rosacea, whatever it is. But since showering with the Nagayu, that has all gone away. I used to suffer really, really bad from dandruff, which is why I wear a hat. But Also due to stress, I would get it just because this can be stressful sometimes, having 3 kids in the family. I showered with it to help get that off, so I don't have dandruff. You can see my gray hairs, but I don't flake everywhere anymore. But I use it for myself as well, especially in the summertime, because, well, we're wet, we're constantly working. I'll get rashes underneath my womanly parts, and I just can't go to sleep with it hurting so bad at night. I used to powder and diaper cream rash and deodorant, all that didn't work. I take a shower with that, and by morning it's gone. I can actually go to sleep that night feeling clean, and it stops hurting. It really, really helps. So if it helps with all those things with me, just something simple that I've been told, oh, you're just going to have to live with that. No, you don't. The Nagayu takes care of all of that for me. So it really helps. Some people are pretty skeptical about it. I used it one time. I showered it with myself first because obviously I want to know how it feels, what's it going to do, what's it going to feel like, what's it taste like, is it going to hurt my eyes. I will tell you that any little cuts and things like that, it slightly burns, but I'll tell you what, I have so many cat scratches on my hands from just a few days ago, and you guys can probably barely see them. There's a little rimlet of one. And I don't get infected. I don't get, my sores heals faster. And my hands, oh, that's the main thing. I'm actually allergic to a lot of the soaps and shampoos that we use because they all have aloe vera in it. I do not have that problem. I can actually naturally use our soap and shampoo because it helps with any of the irritation that it might do, because I will get so cracked and sore. My hands hurt by the end of the day. My hands are so soft. My husband goes, oh my God, your hands are so soft. What do you do? I do nothing other than wash dogs all day. Normally your hands are really, really dry after being in water all day because it just sucks the moisture out of them. And you get what's called bather's rash, and it hurts so bad. Not when you're using Nagayu. You will never ever suffer that ever again. Ever. And so that's usually a really good benefit in my mind. I don't know really why not everyone's using this. It's the phenomenal thing to use on your dogs. And as you can see, Buster's going to sleep over here. You can teach the dogs to do this if it's something they require. And as you can see, I can do a couple dogs at once. One's soaking, one's washing, one's sitting on the table waiting to be quickly shaved off before I wash it again. So you can get into a routine, but Buster, I'll have to show you a picture of Buster afterwards, because he's all fluffy and so pretty afterwards. Whether his hair stays like that in this rain, we don't know. But alright, I hope this helps clarify up some of the little things that you can do. And if you have questions, don't hesitate to contact me. You can call me, or you can text me. You can go to my page, Dilly Dally Grooming at Mobile Salon, because that's how I refer to myself, as a mobile salon. I do not travel house to house just because it takes up too much time, too much energy, and I can do more dogs in a day if I just sit in one spot and they all come to me. The other thing is, message me. Feel free to contact me, friend me, and I'm happy to help in any way, shape, or form. If I can't help you, I will try to direct you in a better way than what I can do for you. But I've been doing this for a long time, way over 15 years. Last 6 of it's been here in Australia. The other half of it has been in the States and California. So I don't groom nearly as many as I used to back in the States, but I'm still pretty busy here in little town of Hay, but I do all the surrounding areas as well. So I'm the only professional groomer for, I say miles, but kilometers. So, alright guys, we'll chat to you later. Thanks, bye.